Glenn. So Donald Trump has officially become the 45th president of the United States. But what impact will his policies have on the 46 million baby boomers that are living in the United States?
A baby boomer himself, Trump has talked about changes to taxes, Social Security, and health care. Eric Nimmer and Taylor Camp are here to break it all down. They're financial advisors and retirement planners here in Las Vegas. Guys, welcome.
Yeah, it's good to be here. 6 days. Can you believe it? It's been 6
Oh,
days.
and it's been an eventful 6 days, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
We've seen things from the, him talking about Obamacare and the executive orders on that, immigration. We've seen him talk about Social Security. There's been already talks and executive orders about lots of different things. But one thing we've already seen, we saw it yesterday, the Dow Jones hit a new all-time high, 20,000 for the first time.
Which I saw actually people on Facebook saying, wow, great work, Trump. He was responsible for about 185 of those points during his presidency. But still, it's a question of whether or not that's there because the Dow's doing really good or whether or not it's kind of the percentage of that the Fed provides.
Yeah.
And whether or not that's kind of overinflated.
Well, a big percentage. It was staying flat for a good month, but they think what catapulted it over 20K was him signing the executive order to get all these pipelines in place. And once people saw, hey, he's going to do what he's saying, all this infrastructure is going to start, the wall might come up. So that is what people think pushed it above 20K.
No question.
Interesting. So in terms of taxes, he's promised he's going to lower taxes. With your clientele, with people planning for retirement, if taxes do get lowered, how could this affect them? How should we be?
Yeah, well, there's two different phases. For the people that are getting ready to retire, the people contributing to the 401ks, the IRAs, those people are second guessing making those contributions because if we see taxes lower and you were in possibly a 25% bracket before and going down to a 15 or 17% bracket, you may rethink contributing to those 401ks or IRAs while you're in a lower tax bracket. Because maybe a Roth IRA makes more sense.
So you pay the taxes now.
Where you pay the taxes now while you're in a lower bracket. And then for those that are in the distribution phase of life, the people that are in retirement, it's important to work with somebody, a retirement planner that understands how to maximize that benefit in retirement.
Absolutely.
Because just keeping on doing what you're doing may not make sense. If you want to possibly take out a little bit more from those 401ks while your taxes are lower and supplement it a little less with some of your after-tax money, that may be an important strategy. But sitting down with somebody that understands how that will affect seniors and retirees is an important first step.
That's smart, though. You can bounce back between administrations. If it starts to fluctuate, you can take from one and not the other. That's pretty brilliant. Social Security, obviously on the top of everybody's mind. Trump has said that he wants to protect it. Kind of vague. Do we know what the plan is? What do we see coming for that?
I see him not. He said he's made it pretty clear he doesn't want to cut any benefits, and I actually take him up on it because so far, for better or worse, whether you like him or not, he has done everything he said he is going to do. And right now, him and his team, they're so laser focused on tax legislation and healthcare legislation. We all know how long politicians take with legislation.
Good luck.
I think it'll be a few years before Social Security is touched on by his team. So I see it staying in place for a while, like he was saying.
Yeah, and he's talked about protecting it, but he's also not too excited about expanding it. So it may just kind of sit, like Taylor said, kind of sit as it's been.
It's kind of like a liability that's hanging. The one thing I noticed, there's a cap on the amount of money that goes into Social Security. Once you make up to like 120,000 or so, after that point, you don't pay into Social Security. So somebody that's making 120,000 pays as much as a billionaire.
Sean's bringing this up because this really bothers him.
This bothers me so much.
He's told me how much it bothers him several times.
We have these unpaid liabilities. Well, we could pay them right away. Have the people with more money pay more.
Yeah, and it was interesting. There was a book that Trump, he hasn't really said anything about it, but he talked about the billionaires stepping up, and he talked about, and this was long before he even talked about becoming a president. So it was a different side that we've seen, and he hasn't said anything really since. But he said, if the wealthy paid just X number of percentage of their funds, like a 7 or a 10% of what they had, just kind of a flat tax on anybody that had over $1 billion. We'd cut that deficit. Now that was back when the deficit was much lower than where we're at now, and it'd be a lot different number now.
I mean, it's a great idea. I wonder if he's someone who's backed that up.
He's talked about not contributing. He's talked about how he will not take his Social Security, God forbid. But he has not. When people say, "Well, you make it into law with people who are in your tax bracket not being able to take Social Security either," and he's quickly said, "Hey, they've paid into it. They should be able to get it if they want, but I will not be taking mine personally."
That sounds fair. And speaking of Social Security, then it's an obvious transition into health care and what might happen here in his administration with Obamacare going away. How's that going to affect baby boomers?
Yeah, that's one of the first things he talked about since one of his campaign promises is getting rid of Obamacare. He's talked about it, and he's already taken some executive action into that. What we don't know is exactly what's going to take place, if he's got some replacement plan already in play. If that's going to be lower insurance premiums right away. We just don't know what's going to happen, and that's why it's so important that you're sitting down with somebody at least every year, like someone from our office.
How about you guys?
Yeah, like us, like Taylor or myself, or with Abe, and because I sat down with somebody the other day that hadn't sat down with somebody since 2015, and so it had been a couple years, and he planned on doing a suspend and resume with his and his wife's Social Security to maximize that Social Security benefit. And when he came down and sat with me just a couple weeks ago, I said, "Hey, that doesn't exist anymore. You can't take advantage
things are
of
so
that."
fluid, you need to kind of keep up with it.
So you need to sit down with somebody as often as possible.
Really quickly, you have a special offer.
Yep, we're offering for the first 15 callers a free portfolio review.
Perfect, there you go.
Excellent.
And we'll sit down with you. We'll go over your 401ks. We'll talk about the things that we talked about today. Maximizing your 401k benefits, whether it's in the contribution phase or whether you're in the distribution phase, trying to take advantage of the lower taxes if that takes place.
All right, gentlemen, great having you.
Yeah,
we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, guys.
All right, call the number on your screen right now for a free portfolio review from the team at Ashton Strobel. This offer is good for the first 15 qualified callers only. Here's the number to call, 702-900-8177.
It's going to be very interesting to continue this conversation over the next
certainly.
6 months. For more information or to schedule an appointment, just call the number or visit the website on your screen. Ashton Strobel is a proud sponsor of The Morning Blend.